Good morning. Fix my hood just a little bit. Make me not look so silly, even though I look silly regardless. Didn't do my little my beard comb this morning. Get my little beard's getting a little long here. I have to take care of that at some point. Why are you guys not hearing my desktop? What's going on there? Well, you can hear that, but you can't hear my... What the heck? Why can you hear that, but you can't hear... I wonder if you can hear them. Let's see. Good morning, good morning.
Morning. Probably gonna be like old school days, man.
Yeah, so you guys can hear them too. But you can't hear my music for some reason. What do you mean?
Just you and I.
Where are they at?
Thomas said another busy day in the office. He was barely around yesterday too. And Jag still has no power.
Yuck.
And I don't know where
Yeah.
boy Steve is.
Oh, we know what Steve's doing. Out in the snow getting them clothes.
Well, he's probably dealing with snow, I'm sure. That seems to be the downside of living on your guys' side.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty... I think it was like... Since we've had a snow like this, it's been almost like 5 years. It's been a while. Yeah, we used to get it every year and then just kind of stopped. And finally got one again.
So you're actually trading today?
Yeah. Yesterday I just couldn't do it because the kids' school was closed. Yeah.
So they're back in action?
Yep. Yeah, they went in at 9 o'clock. They just had a late start, I guess, just to make sure the roads weren't too bad.
Apparently that snow made its way to Jag.
Well, I mean, pretty much any storm this time of year that they get is always snow. We're always like on like the line, so like sometimes it's snow, sometimes it's rain. We always get snow called because coming over the Appalachian Mountains, it's always snow. But by the time it comes down to us, it's usually rain. But they always predict snow because they don't know that the temperature's going to increase enough for it to turn into rain. But yeah, and plus being by the water, I guess, I don't know exactly how the science behind it works, but the big body of water ends up warming the air around us. So like by the time the big storm front gets to us, it's a little bit warmer, and it's like, so we're
normally don't get snow.
right. Like even like 10 minutes away from the water, it'll be snow, but we'll have like ice or rain, usually rain, because it's that much warmer. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's pretty weird, but I mean, I guess in the past I always hated it because we never got snow. But it's like nowadays, it's like I don't really mind not getting the snow, but at the same time, it's like now that I have the kids and they're getting old enough to play in it, it's like I kind of want the snow. Like actually yesterday wasn't fun because it was basically all ice. But the day that it actually snowed on Sunday was really, really fun.
Hey, it is a little frustrating, man.
No good starts.
No, I had a decent trade on that. What was it? A something. I posted in the room. That was not A, MBRX.
What's up, Augustin, Jason? How you guys doing? Yeah, yesterday I had to take care of the kids. Had a little snow day.
That move seemed to be the move. Now it seems over.
Yeah.
Bingo looks like she might try to do something today.
Well, we got about 10 seconds here. Watching OCGN here, it's starting to pop right into the bell. See what it does. It's a low penny stock to you.
Oh, that's cheaper.
Yeah, $2.
Oh, dude, one of my bigger winners yesterday was a $2 stock. So.
Guess you took bigger size.
I did. Short on that one though.
This thing go to 250.
Dang it, lost for Sandy. ATOS.
Geez, by the time I went to check something on OCGN, it just died. Wanted it to pop through 220. A little bit of a fight on that one. Right back up too. A little bit of a slower start here today. GSM, I think that's the one that got a little risky at the, or a little frisky at the open yesterday.
Long bingo. Get your push. Take that one off. That's the break even. That's what I like to see have happen. Not playing around today. HOL. HOL. One's pushing. Man, I don't know. You got anything?
TIGR.
You're in it? I don't know. Sure it's
Yeah.
already now. Oh, I do have shorts on TIGR. What? When did that happen? Do that one, huh? Ah, I missed my entrance, didn't I? There goes my chart lagging. Cool. Maybe I put a long on this one. That is over that previous high. Dude, I'm so off my game right this second. Get all out of TIGR.
No, not yet. Average is at 39, so.
You kind of chased her down the middle too, huh?
I was in on the front side.
Oh my god, my charts are lagging, dude. I'm having issues with this. This is just every morning now.
GSM, I don't know if you have shares there. We'll take that. Oh, we were on the bid there. We didn't get filled. Just gonna take it off. GSM? No. Actually, a pretty big float. I just took mine off. I was on the bid at 404, didn't get filled. Of course, I would have got filled there. Whatever.
One of those rougher days for me now. I didn't have much weight.
Whoa! What is Sava doing up here at $38?
I don't know, dude. I pulled that one up and was just like, how, what? When, where?
I remember we were trading, or not, I don't even remember if we were trading, but this was definitely under $5.
Yeah, I don't know when it got up here, dude.
Yeah, that was back in June.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. There's so many of these tickers that are like this. I should have been more patient on GSM.
And it was not up here.
Got a good fill there on TIGR. So the bottom took the thing. Nice little ad there as well. Definitely a little impatient there on GSM. I thought we were going to get a bigger bounce out of it. I didn't think it was going to die and go right under 4, but it's okay. ENDP. Bigger float as well.
I just gotta wait and see what sets up, man. I'm not gonna be crazy today. Dude, yesterday.
Oh, GSM.
All the way down. All the way down. That sucks.
I should have just took half. I was going to, and I was like, and then I was like, I just don't want it to bounce back up after it came all the way down here. Especially because I was on the bid and it didn't fill me. I mean, granted, if it would have filled me up there, I wouldn't even be contemplating any of this anyway, but
Yeah.
the fact that it didn't and I didn't take half, I just took it all, that's frustrating, but whatever. Hindsight. Moving on.
I wish I would have just taken it. My other chart wouldn't load and it frustrated me. I'm not taking it here, but taking it up there.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
That's when my chart wouldn't load and I was like, oh, freaking A. I had patience, man. I used to wait 15 minutes every single day before I traded.
I know, isn't it crazy to think about that?
I still don't mind waiting.
No, I know, I'm just saying, but it used to be like a rule.
IMVT? I don't know what she's saying. IMVT?
I don't see that one. Watching TANH, it's a cheapo, but if it can get blow through 2, it might be worth looking at. I don't know if you have shares.
Volume's a little goopy.
Not that bad, it's almost at 1 million.
It's just not moving.
That I can agree with you. That's why I said up through 2, maybe it'll get a move.
It doesn't have that momentum right now. Man, the market did not behave lovely today.
This OCGN, I really wanted to trade, but it's literally just making a freaking triangle.
Which one?
OCGN, it's literally just making a pennant, flag, triangle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I have not found my chart.
This one I just checked. No. Live shares on.
That was a good thing about yesterday is I just freaking rode one chart all day.
Yeah, I guess we'll watch Sava here, but
I am
not really.
VT is what she's saying. I am
Not really in the mood to
That
trade
is
something
gonna
silly
break the
like
heck up.
this.
It's on SSR though. And it's way off the bottom. Holy crap. Yeah, that might not be something you want to play either. Oh, GME, man. I'm not gonna try to take this one, man. Jeez, bro. I'm just patient.
Oh, GME!
Yeah, dude, that's fine.
I didn't look at it. I was just looking at it. Or I didn't look at it at all yesterday.
And Homeboy's still holding, huh?
Oh, he's still holding it? What an idiot.
Homeboy's
That's what I said,
go
dude.
not
At some point, you have to realize, okay, it's done.
Yeah, no matter how much I say it's gonna keep going up, it ain't.
It's like, it was a meme until it wasn't.
No, like man, what is Saba doing?
Just going straight up. So
That's
I'm
gonna be
watching
a
it.
halter.
Yeah.
Uphold.
That's what I was actually thinking. This might be, like Brian just said. He said, if anything, it might be easier on dips, longs, like going long on it.
Going along here or something.
Yeah.
A little spready.
That's not too bad, I guess, considering how far it's moving.
It just goes 40 cents sometimes. There's more than 40. That's a hard one for me, man. Not for my first trade. After the bell. TIGR's moving. No shorts.
Wow, GME's about to break 100. Ouch. Oh, I guess it can't. It would halt first.
Oh,
Good thing Lance isn't here. He'd probably be trying to play this stupid thing. Oh, there went Saba.
Okay. Man, what a rough morning for me. On top of that, I had to restart wanted to do this update on my computer right before the bell, which I hate.
Saba trying to halt again.
I gotta wait for someone to set up. Man, I was just freaking failing.
And, oh, just trying.
I'm Jamie.
No, Saba. Just trying to halt.
Oh my god. Should have bought the dip.
I should have bought the dip. What's Tesla doing? Tesla. And they're just riding the halt too. Look, right up to the next one.
I mean, what? That's $6.
Yeah, it was at 38. Yeah.
Wouldn't mind a $600 in the morning.
What is Saba anyway?
Bioscience company.
Cassava. Wonder if it has something to do with vaccine or something.
I know right now, but this is a drop.
Ooh, ouchie. Yeah, it is. Okay, Lance. GME halted down. Oh, it didn't halt. Tried. Ooh. Hopefully you started that thing small.
I did. I need you to really push here.
You got a pretty key level there at 1475. Obviously, we don't want it to go there, but it's where resistance and support from yesterday.
Holy crap, dude. Okie dokie.
Come on, big push back up.
Need this above 16.
Did you get an ad in there, I guess?
Yep.
Come on.
Push above 16 to get the hell out of this thing.
There you go. Did you get out?
No, not yet. Alright, I'm out there. Break even. Jeez.
Yeah, what a little doozy that was.
Whoa. That wasn't a good start to the day. Whew. A little above break even, but that was a scary trade, man. I was down a couple hundred on that.
Well, there goes OCGN.
That's now it's going to give me the jump that I should have just held on for, whatever it was. Oh, no, it's not. Dude. This thing ain't rebounding. Not the way I wanted it. Ah, there it goes. It's going to get back up to $17 on it. Looks like an idiot, but... Oh, okay, that was a sucky start. Jeez, I thought it would bounce off that first area and I got in. It was kind of a level from yesterday. I was like, well, maybe we'll get the bounce there. Oh, I'm gonna take a break on that because that made me a little nervous. Oh.
Yeah, that'll get your heart pumping.
Yeah, that one got me going, dude. Not in a good way. TIGR.
Watching this OCGN, but ever since I pulled it back up, it's just chilling here at high of day. There it goes. At least it did something.
Oh my god, dude. That was not the best start of the day. I don't like feeling that way right off the get-go.
Damn, I missed the Sava backside.
I got me all sweaty.
I was rooting you on, I completely missed it.
Yeah, I'm Schwartz on that one.
Yeah, I was waiting for backside confirmation on that one, which it would have been hard to get anyway, because that was a pretty big drop off the top, but it did try to go high of day and failed, so I don't know.
What's going on with this TIGR? Oh, dude, that was not my favorite start to the day.
Well, at least you got out of it, right? Did you die? That's what Brian always tells me. Did you die? Nope.
Just got my blood pumping in a bad way right off the bell. ERX is moving again? No, not really. Oh, man. Like that, I'm not... You know, whenever I frickin' start the day without really good watches, it's always hard for me. Jeez, what happened to INL, man? That is freaking insane. But did you die? That was one of those just freaking try to find my way out of the trade.
Yeah.
Bingo, what the hell, man? Some weird trading going on today, bro.
Yeah. Wow, Saba halted down now. Oh, I'm so annoyed I missed that.
I know, further down. I'm gonna go pee real fast because I don't want to try to jump back into this. I'll be right back.
Definitely not trading this now.
That pre-market trade was a little under goal, even though it was a big move. And I think I lost about 20 on 15 or something on INM. So now, still not at goal. Huh. It's a spider. Let's move it back up. Now, what are we watching, Dash?
Watching this OCGN. I just started it.
It's still in that one?
Well, it finally made a little bit of a move. I'm not really looking to stay in it though.
I got notification today, man.
Yeah, it just jumped out.
That HOL end up doing. So many shorts, bro. That's weird. OCGN, let's look what you're doing. Oh, you in that?
I got out back down to 250. It was a right or right out trade down there at 250. I'm watching it right now. Yeah, not in it again.
I'll make it over 3.
I have a starter at 299 sitting there.
Aurora?
299. And a mint.
Here's luck.
I knew it could only go to 316 if it halted, so.
That risk in place. I know where it's going to set.
Oh, there it goes. There was a lot of shares sitting there at 3. I didn't think it'd go right through, but it did. I don't know. Oh.
Well, as you would imagine, you just can't keep going. I don't like a lot of these charts. What was that one that you traded over there, TIGR? Huh? Awesome start to the day, man.
Should have got out of that when it gave me a chance.
Thank God.
Let's see what it does out of the halt. Oh. Alright, well, if it tries to come back down and give me a chance to get out again, I will. Are they trying to ride the halt here?
You added to it?
No, not yet. I was going to see what it did out of the halt, but it didn't halt. Stupid thing.
Well, we both had fun scares for our first trade. Yours not as bad as mine. Good lord. I mean, you would imagine this 350 area is going to be tough to pass. Crazy. You right up there?
Yeah.
Probably like 310 or 320, 315.
315.
Good lord, die there.
Anthony Fauci says the CDC may recommend wearing 2 masks to fight the virus.
Oh my lord, dude. Stocks do not go straight up.
Jesus. What the fuck is this thing doing?
Going straight up. Doing what stocks don't do. Good lord, dude. I don't know what it's saying, bro. I mean, the next wick is way up here at like $8. Oh, it's got a little bit here at 445. That'd be a lot to ride through, but
I just took half of it off here and going into the halt.
just checked.
Well, what the heck?
I don't know, dude.
And it's 162 mil float too, so like, what the heck is going on?
Something that you don't want to have happen.
They on that 96 cents.
Nope. We know it's halted. Free ideas.
Watching ATI, Allied Healthcare, also getting a top here.
I have nothing on watch, man. This is KOPN's moving. I don't got shorts. I don't have anything to trade right now.
Protec shares also high now 15.39. That plays link on comment by Dr. Fauci. Speaking of watching close event.
showing. See what this thing wants to do. Watch this.
Impeachment memo says Trump's role in inciting riot is unmistakable.
I'm watching this Sava.
ATOS, Applied DNA Sciences, Applied DNA achieved further milestone in development of linear DNA veterinary COVID-19 vaccine. That's ACGN. Says feline clinical trial on track to begin by March 31st. That's Alpha Papa Delta November. Applied DNA Science is getting a spike in volume on that press release. He had tied leading new Matrix Medical Network program.
No GME for Jag.
Safety verification and 9
I guess Jag's watching me on the stream. He said no GME for me. And apparently Sava is a Alzheimer's drug that is showing a strong result.
Wow. I don't know how to get into this thing. NBRX, is that right?
NBRX, Leculin, Biotech shares, seeing some heavy volume now, shares at $8.46, Michael Bravo Romeo X-ray.
Let's see what that's doing.
Company announcing earlier 100% survival achievement.
God, everything is not trading right.
That's NBRX, Michael Bravo Romeo X-ray.
This is getting ready to start here.
NBRX is now moving on Alzheimer's as well. According to Charles. Your OCGN open up yet?
FD, Amicus, hearing deal reported that Vertex said to be looking at Amicus Therapeutics.
Yeah.
Drop.
FLOC and ERTX.
As of right now, yeah.
Shares with Amicus spiking here.
There we go. That works for me.
There you go.
Got to add in after it stalled there. Made it all back plus some. I'm in ATOS as well. Take that. ATOS.
Good lord, man. My trade is definitely not here. That's super sad. I'm gonna keep the party going. Maybe bingo, baby. NGO.
DraftKings weekly $60 call trade ESG. Shares going higher again, 59.16. Kathy Wood is in reported last night.
With this OSS.
At 59.40, up 8.7%.
Good lord, even like DraftKings, which is moving, looks
All right,
fresh.
are you guys there? Sorry about that. I don't know if I hit a button. I don't know what happened there, but I pulled up OBS and it
You
just
watching
wasn't
anything,
streaming.
Steve?
No, my twins have students today, so I'm like in between computers and I gotta get my work together. I'm not even eating today.
Yeah.
No. Somebody tell me to take this chart off my screen.
Take that shirt off your screen.
Thank you.
Take it off the screen.
Oh, but I can't. Okay, I have to.
Which one is it?
Snap.
Snap? Oh god, take that off your screen.
That thing always takes my money. Get it away.
Don't give it to it today, dude. Market's being wacky already, in my opinion. Good lord, I can't believe I'm this far in and I really haven't had, besides my pre-market trade, I've had nothing.
You get your market.
NDRX.
Exactly. You can't see the otherwise.
And then I took INO on the big drop and that thing gave me a heart attack because it just kept dropping. That was fun. Got out. Break evenish. Nothing good, man. Oh, I took bingo, break even too.
Frankie, what they paying the bills?
Yeah, luckily I got some money in the pre-market. I haven't gotten jack since it's over. Nothing looks good. Okay, I made enough money yesterday to pay the bills.
Did you build it?
Yesterday was a good day.
Yeah, mine was a good day, but no fault of my own.
Yeah.
Got lucky with it.
That's just crazy. Yesterday I was like freaking killing everything, man. I mean, every trade I took was gold. Today I can't find my trade. I literally feel like I'm just freaking wandering around the market like, tell me what to trade.
Yeah, just too much. You're not finding it.
Nothing looks good. Nothing's calling me.
Sorry about that, guys. Thanks, Augustin. Yeah, Colin, if you're still here, I wouldn't necessarily say I iron gutted it. I saw what was possible with it, and the way that it was moving fairly slow before it started making that move, I started a little bit smaller just to be on the safe side, and as you can see, my gut instinct was right there. And once I saw it stalling there, I mean, when it stalls like that, it means one of two things. It's either going to fly back up or it's going to fly back down. And I was looking over at the bubbles, and it looked like there was a ton of resistance there. So I hit the button and put the take profit out there, and we got filled. So definitely wasn't my favorite trade, especially having to cover half my position into the top of a halt, and that being the top. But I mean, I was protecting myself, right? If that thing wants to gap up over 4, puts us in a tough spot. But since we took half off there, if it gaps up over 4, we can add back there, saving
Exactly.
some of that liquidity for a better price. So it ended up working out.
I've got a good way.
Obviously, it would have been nice if we just never covered any, right? We would have been plenty green a lot sooner, but it is what it is, right? Can't complain too much. It worked out.
You know, you got something on Watch Bash?
I was watching Rave, but I was looking for that to explode up to like 150. So no.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I really do think that what's going on with GME right here is sucking a lot of this crazy momentum out of the market.
It got blown up both ways.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
CLDR.
All-time high, or what is it?
Looks like it to me, but I don't scroll back like you do.
If we were on the weekly, it's been up to 22, 24. I don't like that push, dude, honestly. I mean, it might work out, but
I would want higher anyway, to be honest.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's right at that breakout point. I want to see it go well past it. Doesn't look like it wants to, though. Decent bid stepped in here at 17, so we'll see if it goes through it or not. Oh, yep. Right through it.
Yeah, I kind of like a bigger push than that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in kind of money protection mode. ASLN, what is this doing? Might try to get me some of this ASLN. Oof.
Volume, ASLN.
I do have shorts on that one. I think that one, I don't know what I wanted to do. I don't know, man. I'm feeling so
Oh.
gun shy.
Missed that one. I didn't really miss it. I wanted it to go back up towards 350, but it just wouldn't do it.
CEO says continuing to look for merger and acquisition opportunities. Won't comment on price speculation. That has mentioned possible merger with Chevron, XXOM, CBX.
Market's not working in my favor yet, too. This one.
But Colin, I did cover at the high. What you talking about? I did cover at the high. Look at that. Literally the high. Actually over the high probably. No, it's 373. I say usually when it's halting like that, it'll give you a cent over the halt price if you cover into it. How much it costs each ticket in your broker? It depends on the share size. It's 0.0035 per share. Don't hold me to that. Let me double check that before you guys get on me. Yeah, 0.0035 per share with a minimum of 35 cents per order. So it would take me 100 shares to get to that 35 cents. So pretty much every trade I'm taking currently, because of my share size, is 35 cents. I mean, I did have one on OCGN when I covered the whole thing for 150, so that'll probably be like 45 cents or something like that.
Got you back in the day.
Which one? TYME?
TIME.
Yeah, that stupid thing. That was when I was trying to swing trade.
Yeah, I remember being in that for a little bit.
Yeah, that one in what was the other one? It was 4 letters. It had an S and an R in it. It's like, I can't remember the other 2 letters. I could go look it up, but I was in them at the same time. It was like ACSR. No, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I remember time. It was up at like $3, and they had like a negative conference call or something. I was like, oh, this thing's definitely going down, and it just creeped up and creeped up and creeped up and creeped up. And I'm like, what is this thing doing? Was he doing it again?
LSDI going to the high account.
Oh, there it went through that 575 area. That's too grindy for me.
Dude, I just can't find that.
Yeah, I've said it from the beginning that using an offshore broker is a necessary evil. Like, if you want to day trade and you don't have 25 grand, you just have to do it. But if you can afford 25 grand, it doesn't mean you have to trade like you have a 25 grand account. Like me, like I'm not trading like I have a 25 grand account, but I saved up enough to have the 25 grand account so that I could get the cheaper commissions, because in the end it's going to add up. So instead of paying that $2.95 a ticket, I'm paying 35 cents a ticket. It definitely adds up. So it's on you, you know, what's important. If this is important to you, sure, you can be trading to get the experience, screen time, and stuff like that through CMEG and whatnot to avoid the PDT. But on the side, you should be saving up as much money as you can, doing whatever it takes to get to that $25,000 mark so that you can avoid the PDT using somebody like Interactive Brokers. And if you want to take it one step further, you could even use, you know, a free commissions broker like TDA, E-Trade, something like that. But you still need the 25 grand to avoid the PDT. But, you know, you can do your research on why the commission-free brokers aren't exactly the best route to go. I'll pay commissions all day to avoid some of the stuff that they do with your orders. It's kind of like with Robinhood. You know, it's the same. I mean, and WeBull, they're all the same, really. They all sell your order flow. That's how they can offer you the free commissions. How do you think the hedge funds knew to hammer down on GME? Because they see the order flow stopped, right? It's you know, sure, a lot of them took a chance on the front side, but now that they're on the back side, they can see people aren't buying more because they're all just selling. So they just hammer it down, and they know they're good to go. GME about to try to go through 100.
Actually, pretty good share size on this one.
Oh, you're long on this? Nice. Pop through, baby. Let's go. 633. That's my next line. Let's go. I was actually more confident in the 575 line than the 633 line, so hopefully it goes right through it. Yes, Lizzie. There we go. There we go. There's a lot of, it's like 38,000 shares, what I see. Not too much. Some people are trying to front run it here. 599. Through. There it goes. Let's go. Ooh, big bid stepped in. 598. Hold, baby. Hold. Hold 598. Hold. Oh. It didn't hold. Oh, oh, right back up. Let's go. Did you take some off, you said?
I did.
610. There's a bunch of shares. Through that to the moon. all the way up to 650. Nothing up to
Go
650 through
650,
$610.
$7, that'd be dope.
Through 610, you're going right to 650. Ooh, nice little fight here.
This is a decent run.
Right to 650. Let's go. There it is. Let's go. Right through my line that I had there. I told you that wasn't really like a real line. I mean, it was, but not really. Oh, it's going to halt. Holy shit. It's halting. I don't know what you want to do with that. Oh, it's riding it. Or it's trying to ride it.
I did what I do when they put a halt and I took it off.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too.
It wasn't bad for when I took 800 shares of that bad boy. So.
I mean, it literally went straight the fuck up, so.
Yeah. Those ones aren't that hard.
Yeah, they're definitely not. Right into the green and then it just squeezes. Yeah, that's a good trade.
Got it on the pullback. That's a decent trade. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to trade those 800 share lots. CLDR, what is that thing doing, man? Just chilling up here. You gonna hold down now or something? Dude, I top tick max it.
Well, yeah. That's usually when I get short.
When it's about to hold.
I mean, yeah, it's a good time to try it. The only reason I didn't is because we're starting to get close to like talking about float rotation and stuff, so I'd rather not mess with it.
What's the float on this thing?
34. You're more than halfway there now. I know we're not there, but like when it even enters the conversation, it's like, like
Yeah. We're halfway to float rotation. I don't know. Take the win, man. I'll take the win.
GME GameStop falling too low, $92. GameStop down 58%.
oh, GME under a hundo. Does it go all the way back to frickin' $50 today? If this thing halts down, it's gonna gap down. You know how many people are losing all their money right now? Dude, it's about to halt down. And if it does, it's gonna gap down. Dude, look at this Lizzie.
Boom. Another
Oh,
Lizzie
you're
trade.
back in it? Jesus. I don't know how you trade those.
Let's trade the momentum, man. Just ride it. That should be the end of this move.
You were saying? It's
That
gonna
should
halt
be.
though, 692.
I think she's gonna come down before she halts. But we'll see. It's kind of
I mean,
a long
it
line.
didn't halt the first time, so I'd assume
Yeah,
the second time,
pullback.
usually when it goes back up, it tries to. Man, this thing's not even getting back to key levels when it pulls back. Just people are just stepping in and buying it.
People like
Where
Michael
is this
Jordan.
going? It's going to $9, I guess. That's the next level I got.
I just don't like how close she is to the whole price now.
Actually, 860.
Close. To me, those are fun trades, man, when they have that kind of energy.
Well, it looks like the GME squeeze is over.
Was that under 100?
It's about to halt at 86.
No way!
All right, Lizzie through 7.
Yeah, this
Went right to the halt price and got rejected.
is a little on the table on that one. up. TLDR going again if you like the long. There's Kim. Hey Kim, good morning. Okay. This one's a harder one here. Couldn't come back to this 844 level, but hey Brick, I'm back. I had all-time highs yet?
Nope. Just trying to go back up though. It bounced right off that random 633 line I have drawn.
So cold in the house, dude.
Dude, GME is going all the way back down today.
She's going all the way down. Do you think that did
That
get
dude-
to sell? I mean, I didn't really listen to what he was saying, but was that like his message? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, he's one of the
sell this?
he's one of the ones that's saying I'm just going to hold on to it. Like he's going to go down with the ship. I don't understand it, but the only guy that can do that is that guy who's already made. He banked like 18 million already or something like that. And his 10,000 shares that he has are at a price of like $14. So that dude's like completely in the money, but still.
That guy did take money though, or he didn't take
No, the only he took money like way before this squeeze because he had to, because the options that he had ran out, so he had to take the money.
It was take money.
Lizzie got slaughtered.
Yeah, Lizzie looks like she's getting wackadood.
So yeah, he basically had to take the money on those positions, and then his latest position is like a June call option, I think, or something. As well as he has 10,000 shares at like $14. The thing is, he was up almost 70 some $million when it was up at $500. And now
7 million?
and now he's only going to be up like 20 million. So for him trying to be some like internet superstar, he just like lost, essentially lost, or gave back, I'll say, gave back $50 million.
Good for you, man. You're a superstar.
Yeah, you're a superstar. You're a fucking legend.
Everybody's gonna write about you in history books as being the biggest idiot that's ever traded.
Yep. I even said it yesterday when I saw that he was still holding into the close yesterday when Tom had posted it, when it was actually still up at 2 something. Even then, I said he's now the biggest idiot alive. Like, it was clearly coming back down, dude. Like, it was clearly coming back down. Like,
Dude, if I got a couple $100, I'm like, I should probably take some off here. This
Yeah.
guy has like $50 million, or what, 70 million actually? And he's like, let it ride. Ugh. Dude, I do not see my perfect trade now. CLVR kind of shorts. Doesn't
What am
actually
I doing?
come into that then. I don't know, man. Bingo looks like garbage. PT looks
I
trash.
actually really like this trade. I mean, it
Short.
started to feel like it was getting smaller. And
B.
just the force was strong with that one. It happens. People are just getting wrecked.
More on
GME. Dude, it's just grinding down.
this
It's at
freaking
almost at
garbage.
80.
I'm actually feeling bad for people. Though I'm not, because I'm like, if you didn't take profit, I mean, and you had that kind of money.
A lot of people couldn't take profit though. A lot of these people bought in after the move had already happened. Like they were on the backside of it at like 300. Like, oh, this thing. Everyone's like, this is going back up, to 1,000. This is just a pullback, and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's so many people on Reddit that could easily be charged with felonies. I mean, they're literally on there just saying, "Don't sell." Like, you can't say that stuff.
Yeah,
It's literally against the law.
but the reality is they don't know that. They don't even know that that's against the law.
Yeah, but because if you honestly didn't know it's not okay to shoot somebody and you did, like, are they
Yeah.
just gonna let you get away with it?
No, I don't. But I'm saying, like, I mean, before you and I were traders, we probably didn't know you couldn't say, "Hey, don't sell this, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the moon."
Honestly, I didn't really look into that stuff until Ross, like until I started looking into like what he was all about. And then I
Oh, well.
started like when I started putting the pieces together, I'm like, wait, is this even legal?
Yeah,
And
they
no,
don't tell
it's
you about
not.
it.
It's just the way he does it, he gets around it.
Yeah, because he's telling you this is just for educational purposes. So you can see how I trade, and
Nope.
you got to trade how you see fit. He even tells people don't buy it where I buy it, but of course they're gonna, because they think they're following the guru.
That's making millions.
Think about it. If you're, I mean, even us, when we had no clue what we were doing. If you're buying where somebody else that's making millions is buying, you're probably buying at a good spot, you think.
But the reality too is that you're not actually buying where he is because by the time you click that button, he's probably already getting ready to sell. That's a
Yeah,
lot of people
or he
don't
thinks like he's
understand.
already in anyway, and he's lying to you, but
Yep.
maybe he added to his position there, maybe.
Sorry, LA. Yeah, Colin's thing got blocked, but yeah, there's a guy on Reddit. His username's Deep Fucking Value. If you go to Wall Street Bets,
Because I
it's
always
pretty
see
hard to
him, dude.
miss
He
him.
says, "I'll buy in at like say he's watching this Lizzie. He might say, I'd buy in for a 640 break here." And then you'll hear him say, "Okay, got in for the $6 break, looking for the 640 break." So he
I
actually
mean,
got in
he's
for the
gonna
break.
be fine. The dude started
He's
with
telling us
fifty
for the
thousand
640.
dollars, and
So
he
he got in for
has
640,
I
got
don't
in at 7
he has a bunch of it banked.
or 650 even.
Yeah.
So he front loads it and says he's looking for that break. So you think that's where he's going to buy, but he actually buys in lower. Alright, Lizzie looks like that was a short-lived ride. That INO just got dunked on, dude.
Mark Cuban's
Don't
doing
know.
a Ask Me Anything on Wall Street Bets.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Mark Cuban a trader?
I mean, not really. He's an investor. I wouldn't say he's a trader.
Yeah, he's more of a invest.
So this Deep Fucking Value guy has $13,817,295.47 banked. When the market closed yesterday, when GME was at 225, he was up 35,794,000. That was at 225. He has 50,000 shares at 14.89 is the price he has. So
You guys read the
imagine how much he had when it was up at $500, right? It was near 70-80 million dollars,
Talking about GME.
and now he's just giving it all back. Because he also has an April call option,
I don't know how that happened.
which he paid 20 cents a contract. He has 500 of them, and that they're basically splitting the amount that he has right now. But he's basically like all in on this thing. But he started with $50,000 back in September 2019. But I don't know if he was like trying to hit 100 mil. I don't know what he was doing, but he's giving it all back. Like if he's still holding, and it's just if he's still holding at the end of today, then he's officially just an idiot.
What you watching this?
I was explaining this deep fucking value guy from Wall Street Bets to some of the guys on stream. I am watching GME just slowly tank. What did Cenex just popped up? Let me see. CENX.
Oh my god, liquid CENX?
Yep. Do you have shares on that?
Yeah. I didn't get that. You get on that?
Still watching it now.
Another one of those that just freaking to out of nowhere.
I was like a fourth of the volume or third of the volume all in one candle. I'm gonna watch it for a sec here. I feel like I'm in protective mode at the moment.
Makes two of us.
Oh, yep, there it went.
Yeah, we missed it, dude. That would have been it up there.
Yeah, Brian would have got that one. I did not. Jeez, look at that. I really need to just learn to hit the button. Just take smaller share size if I'm really that scared of it.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I don't like these ones where there's no volume at all and then it
don't
just
either,
comes
dude.
out of nowhere. They
I like
just
it if I like if it does that and the volume continues for a minute, then it's cool.
right, exactly. That's why I said I was waiting to see what it did. Like to me, you're almost literally guessing. Like, okay, is it gonna stop here or is it about to go up to the halt at 11:34? Because it's gonna do one of them.
One from me. Let's see.
Wow,
5
GME,
minutes.
holy crap!
Go to a 5-minute chart and look at Icon. Yeah, you have to go all the way back to Friday. Icon
What?
on Friday. I missed that one. But
ICON.
ICON on Friday. I didn't even trade it because I was a wuss and I was like, I'm keeping my money.
Oh wow.
But that
Yeah.
was a good one. You know, I want to see that type of push.
Right, and then it continues.
Continues, you know. I like to see
Yeah.
the push. And then we can,
But this is where Brian is good at what he does because he'll take that right there as like a starter, and if he's wrong, then he'll just smash when it keeps going. But if he's right, you know, he just stacks up those little winners. Yep.
yeah, she might keep going.
Yeah, see, that was a big pullback too. That's what I'm saying. Like the volume just like died. Like what the heck? Like
She might not continue though. This might just be sloppy seconds and fade back on down. But I mean, there's not enough room there to really justify a trade for me. ENSO. Lizzie didn't give fully up. Does come up here head and shoulders. That's the one that had the volume today though, so maybe where something happened, so probably where it's at. Jeez, dude. What a mess.
I feel like this is actually kind of a light bulb moment for me. But I feel like if I keep letting go of my button for you when I have to like clear my throat, but then I keep realizing that the people on my stream still hear that. It's like, but I keep doing it. But then it's like the second time I realize it, and I try to cover my mouth, and it's like, ugh, it's annoying. But anyways, the light bulb moment for me is something like Cenex, which is kind of what just gave me this light bulb moment. Is I look for fast. Like I look for something that's moving really fast. And if something that's moving can't jiggle, like that jiggle that I look for, if it can't even do that, then I'm not interested. So like SenX, it just kind of went up and just like stopped and then decided what it wanted to do. It didn't ever like fight back and forth like to give that jiggle. It just said, okay, like this is the move. We're not sure if we're going up or down from here, but we'll see.
Yeah. It had
Where
no,
it's right, like I want to see all the volume coming in. I want to see that fight at a certain level, and then that's where I want to enter. Right.
Can't get above it, can't get above it.
Right, exactly. But that wasn't the case. It just like some big order came through.
Came down.
Right, yeah. And I feel like that's kind of a light bulb moment for me and like anyone that's listening on the stream is that like that is the jiggle. Like that's what I look for. That's the fast that I look for to enter a trade. It's not all just about the extension.
I think most of us have time and sales up. That's something I always look for. I look for the time and sales to be really spinning. You know, I want to see that being just flying through at the levels that I'm interested in. You know, up or down. I'm looking for a long. I want to see some freaking volume coming through that. I want to see shares coming through.
Yep,
If I
exactly.
don't see that, I don't know what it's gonna do. Oh, you show L. That's probably moving again. Yeah, this stupid thing. So, see, this is a hard one for me too. There was one like this yesterday.
Day trading with Chris. What's up, man?
Couldn't get on with.
You might hop back on the short what?
Pushing up and pushing
Senex?
up and pushing down.
Augustin, no, I do not pay for borrows. If you use Instagram, I'm going to ask you some questions if you let me. I'd rather use Discord, if you don't mind. I rarely check Instagram. I used to use that, but I don't really use it anymore. I love that jiggle on the booty, though.
Do you see what I see in Lizzie Fish?
So what was the ticker?
Lizzie, L-I-C-I.
What am I looking at? Oh, you're looking for the long through 633? It's literally bouncing between those two lines I had drawn, 633 and 575. It's kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're right off the daily. If you go back to March and like March, June, July are where I got those lines. They're like the only lines I could find. Like June, July, see how it like topped out at 633 area, and then in March, April, it bottomed out. It used it as support there. That was where I got the 575 line. It's kind of respecting them a little bit, but I mean, there's no other lines to go off there on the dailies. That was why I drew them.
Yeah, I see it. You got kind of way up
Back
here,
in it?
like,
Nice. Back to YouTube and too. Nice. I'll have to check you out, man. I actually got rid of your channel because I thought you quit, to be completely honest.
It really is.
Very nice, Augustin. Good day, man. Yeah, just hit me up on Discord, man. I'm always on there, whether it's on my phone or at the computer, whatnot, so.
It's kind of like, oh, I kind of like how she didn't, you know, it looks like it's backside. She should be dying, but she's not. And there's a idea that this might not be over. Yeah, alright. Alright.
Schumer says Senate this week to move forward on COVID-8 process. Says Biden rescue plan will lay foundation.
Tea break.
Yep. I'm getting kind of hungry myself. Oh, Kim, you're in here. I just didn't notice. 10,000? People really think this was going to 10,000? I honestly thought it could go to 1,000, but you also have to realize when it's not. Like, and that's where these inexperienced people that are buying in, like they don't know any different. They don't know what, they don't even know how to read a chart. They're literally just buying because everyone else was buying. Everyone's like talking, and this is the thing with trading. All these people that make money trading you hear about it, right? You never hear about when they lose the money. You never hear about when they lose the money. And that's why everyone gets sucked in, because everyone only hears when they're making the money. So if everyone's making money on GME, why would you not want to buy in, no matter the price, right? Well, if GME is going to just keep going higher, everyone's saying it's going higher, then okay, I guess I'll buy in, even if it's up here at 300. I mean, there's people that bought in this thing at 500. Somebody out there bought in GME at 500.
Did you read that Kim was asking where you're reading something? I'm not sure what she's talking about.
I was catching up on CLDR. Did you guys read that there are more shares supposedly held than were actually in existence? Some are crying counterfeit. Yeah. There was 140% of the float shorted on GME, which is why they tried to do this in the first place. And how that happens is somebody shorts, they now own that short, and they're reloaning that short out. Like, it's something that like hedge funds and all them guys do. So they were basically saying, okay, I have my short at $10, but I'll let you short it here at $9. So basically they're guaranteeing a point profit on those shares while they're loaning it out to other people.
So at that point, isn't the broker basically taking on double the risk?
I mean, not really. Essentially, the broker,
They have available?
the broker's never really taking any risk. It's really the trader. But at the same time, the broker is the one facilitating it.
Yeah.
So it's the broker's job to stay on top of not allowing it to get out of control, which is essentially why Robinhood limited the shares the way they did and stuff like that.
Charlie India Delta Michael.
Charlie India Delta Michael. Nothing.
Why did Brian just get in OCGN short?
Ooh, Lizzie.
Yeah, I was watching Lizzie when I took a dump. Market order Robinhood. My friend learned an important lesson on pump and dumps, but good thing is it was only 2 shares at 250.
Might be wrong on that one. She
Yeah.
hold here and jump back up.
Hopefully a lot of the people that got in late was when Robinhood did limit the shares.
I'm telling you, man, a lot of this
Yeah,
today
Chris, I don't trade this chop.
is due to GME.
It can die. It can be backside. I don't really care. It's not my type of trade.
I'm not really following through today. I think that's got a lot of attention today.
What were you talking about, Kim, as far as what I was reading? I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Where's the ball pressing that side? A little Lizzie down here off the bottom.
How would your short be doing here, Chris? I'm just being a dick. Don't listen to me. It's a very 50-50 trade. I was about to do something. I don't remember what it was.
I just didn't press it.
Oh, I remember now.
ALRN getting a pop? Nope. Don't even look at that.
Charlie.
Charlie being a wanker. That's normally a good sign of how the market's doing. If Charlie- Charlie's reporting pure crap. You can probably guess. Not a lot happening. Ugh, Dave's HOL at the top would have been good, but man, that one's kind of tough trader. You're wrong, so let's do this. That's us going off on the scanner. That's actually getting a little push. Nope, didn't get that. You get that one, Dash?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't see any. Oh, OSS.
Yeah, it would have worked. So far, I wanted a little more than I would have gave.
No, I would not. I wouldn't have taken that.
Probably has been back down to 520, but
Adam, thanks for the sub, man. Welcome. I thought you were married, Chris.
yeah.
Aren't you married? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Maybe, don't know. Keep going here.
Yeah, that pre-market. I mean, I'd be interested maybe if it flew to the pre-market high, but this is a lower float too, 17 mil.
I'd play at 37.35. We won it there.
That's the only place I'd probably be interested. I mean, obviously this thing can move that far, so I wouldn't really want to get in now and watch it go all the way up there.
Yeah. Trying to flag a little bit.
It's a pretty good one today. Let's see if I can get this one. Kinda. I guess the background is kind of green looking, so. Hold on. Let's do this.
Not my favorite.
Filter. Where's the... How do I turn the the green screen off? I thought it was...
Where is the volume gone today, huh?
Do I have to turn them both off? No. Properties? No. Maybe if I change it to a different color? No, that didn't work. Alright, I give up. I'm just gonna... I know there's a way to do it, but it says, progress is the law of nature. It's a pretty good one. Trade the process, guys. Trade the process. I don't know why I thought... Did you have a girlfriend? I feel like I remember seeing a girl of some sorts in your videos. Actually, speaking of videos, let me pull your channel up here. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just going to get an early lunch or something.
Definitely not what I like to see in the first hour.
Wait, algo trading? You're algo trading now? I just pulled up your stream from January 29th, and I'm looking at the GME price at 383. It's funny.
You,
It's funny how quick that can change.
channel, imaging light guide with like forward reflector, that Victor Uniform Zulu India, UUDI.
Looks like we're having a rest day in the market, man. All this arrest, GME back over 100.
Charlie Rick, TIGR 1250. That's Alpha Michael Charlie.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my son. That's great. AMC, what? Oh, they're starting to try to go back up again.
Oh, I'm just saying, look at where it's at.
Oh, I know. GME is actually back over 100. It's going for VWAP.
Yeah, they use spies leveling out. Yep. Spies back at high, all good. Big money has been satisfied.
Ugh, ear was like crushed.
It's interesting, like when GME was going nuts, this thing is dropping. You know, the market is full. GME gets sold down, the market pops up. Big money was not happy with the retail investors pulling one over on them.
1175 now, getting that tax award from the U.S. tax office.
It's getting relatively dull today, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, Chris, I'll talk to you, man. Good to see you around. SOS Mining Company. Is that a ticker? SOS. Is this? I don't know if this is what you're looking for. Looking at the daily. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, he's been pretty much long only. He'll short here and there, but yeah, he's pretty much only takes longs. He's just doing the same thing we are, Kim, just the opposite way.
Same premise, man. Man, this is not a fun day.
It's gonna fly soon. I mean, it has made a ton of higher lows.
Make some,
I mean, I can see your case for it.
food in a second.
I think maybe over like $4. This thing could definitely go.
Really seeing anything
But I don't know. I don't really trade this kind of stuff. I mean, what's the float on this thing? There's a lot of volume traded for almost no range. I mean, the range on this is like nothing. It doesn't. It looks like a low float actually.
12 months, that may
Yeah, I see that.
call at CFD, BNTX.
Yeah. Hey, man. Sounds like you did your due diligence. Just put on a trade with set. You know, make sure you have your risk in place, and you'd be good to go. And by putting on a trade, I say that for entertainment purposes only. Don't come to me saying I told you to do that, because I'm just saying, you know, it looks like you did your due diligence. Can't hurt to try it out, see what happens. Form a strategy based off of your research, and that's trading in a nutshell.
Trading limit on multiple stocks, 2165.
Yeah, it's nuts. I don't really understand what these people thought was going to happen. Like, I mean, but the thing is, they don't know because they've never done it before.
Yeah, none of these people are traders, man. I thought maybe
And
this thing was just gonna go to 1,000.
that percentage that was 90% is now 95%.
Yeah, we just increased the losing trader.
Yeah, no problem, good. I was about to check something else. I forgot.
Crazy that it is crazy that a Reddit group was able to do something so intense that it caused some pain to some big players.
Yeah. Oh, there's some hedge funds that went bankrupt. Like they blew up. What do we always say? What do we always say? Don't let one trade define you as a trader. Now think of those hedge funds that have been doing this for years, and they let one trade blow them up.
Screw them up. That's what I don't understand. That's them being. That's just them
Just
being strong,
cocky.
you know.
Yeah.
Just like we get like that sometimes, you know. Like, no, it's got to go in my favor. It's got to work out.
But they've
That's
done it for
them
so
being.
long.
Yeah, they can't accept the loss. They're like, no, no, I'm not wrong. We're not wrong. We're in this too big. We're holding it. We're gonna push them down.
And on top of that, they're calling their buddies and they're like, "Yeah, man, we're in this too." And so it's like they all are like, "Well, if we're all in this, there's no way this thing's just going to keep going." Watching this NTN,
NTN?
yeah, November Tango, November. It's about to try to halt.
No shorts.
Oh, you don't have shorts.
And that's what's on top of that, so that we can play it either way. Obviously, like 630s, 640s would be where
It's going to halt.
You win it?
No, I was thinking about it. I was about to hit the button, but I don't know. I don't really feel like getting stuck in a halt right now.
Yeah, 636 is the whole.
We start out with a short report that we still believe national average might be a better short than ever. That's FIDD.
Oh, it would have worked. I almost hit it at 620, but I don't even know if I would have got filled.
Yeah, that's his arm stuff. Another one of those.
And right back up.
And push up. And it's just gonna break through. Shorts on and I'm not one. You can have fun. I don't see anything with like what DVAC said yesterday.
DVAX?
Yeah, that's pretty much all day.
Oh, wow. Look at that thing.
That was a pretty great trade yesterday. Today, I don't see anything with that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe CCIV, it's kind of.
Oh, there went NTN.
Not even close, so.
This thing keeps getting blown up.
2930s. I don't think it's up there.
Kim, I mean, it does kind of look like it. Nah, I missed that. That's done. I mean, I wouldn't be interested in it now.
Yeah, it looks like Lizzie's gonna fade. I don't have shorts on her, so. See her fading back down to 4.
I'm interested in watching that SpaceX launch today.
Yeah. I didn't really hear all about that, but I heard he's preparing to send people into space or something.
No, I don't think they're doing that Today I think it's just they're sending the bigger rocket up into space and then having it come back down and landing.
That's what all this is for with him, though. Is for
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
that's his goal. Is you're getting closer, I guess. To actually being able to send people.
Well, I think this one does have people on it. I'm just saying I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're just going into space and then coming back down.
Oh, okay. That's just basically a one-day trip or a couple hours.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. You know that's gonna come around. There'll be that moment where rich people can go all aboard. Maybe they'll do a giveaway and we can try to win.
I'll wait until there's been like thousands of flights, maybe even millions. I mean, granted, that'd be a pretty cool way to go. I mean, if one of those blow up, I mean, you're probably not gonna feel it.
Yeah. I did watch the Challenger blow up when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that sucks so bad, but you know they didn't feel it. It probably happened so fast.
It was instant death. And that was kind of that way too, man. It sent I mean, I think there was a teacher on there. I think there was a monkey, if I remember right. I don't know why they had a teacher and a monkey, but if I remember right, that's what they did. Can't remember what grade I was in. I just remember the teacher bringing in the TV and then turning it off real fast. And all of us kids are just like, that didn't look good. CNX actually held up here for some reason.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet. I was actually just looking for a place to watch it. I don't see any specific place. Looks like there's just a bunch of like secondary channels. I thought they had a channel, but
You gotta know when to hold them, man.
Launch site.
What is SBCE doing?
CME GameStop halted on a circuit breaker.
oh, back up. Yeah.
Back to highs, bro.
Yeah, so it's a 10-kilometer flight test. So 10 kilometers, I feel like that's not even going up into space. Right? I feel like that wouldn't be high enough. It's down in Texas.
100 kilometers.
Yeah, so they're only going a tenth of the way.
Take it up there.
Well, I think it's just a test to make sure that it does what they want it to do. Like computers, like programming and stuff like that. So there's there's a YouTube channel called NASA Spaceflight. They're live streaming it, just if you wanted to pull it up.
When is it, right now?
Nah, a lot of people are saying they don't think the launch is going to be for another hour or so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think they even know. Because I know a lot of that, like they can give you a general idea, but they usually go off of like weather and stuff like that. Yeah.
You gotta wait for the perfect conditions. Jeez, what a freaking slow day, huh?
Yeah, I'm glad I got my money out when I did. Glad OCGN worked out. That could have been annoying.
Yeah, that one might have been a decent hold even.
Yeah, I saw that after the fact, but obviously there's no way to know that that's going to do that.
Yeah, those are hard ones anyways, man. I mean, 'cause it didn't just go straight down, you know?
I mean, after I got out, it almost went back to high a day. So, what it does, I always say that's like the thing I preach the most. When you get the big intense move, the high probability play is that pullback. After that pullback, to me it's so 50-50. Like you really don't know what it's going to do after that. Are the buyers going to step in? Are the sellers going to step in? Who knows? The only high probability play there is that pullback. Kind of like your breakout, like with playing the momentum. It's like that's your high probability play. If it doesn't happen, then it's probably not going to work. But if it does happen, that's your high probability play. How is he on CNBC and doing a Ask Me Anything?
Maybe they're recording it.
That'd be interesting.
Lizzie has lawsuits. Yeah, pretty much all of these little ones have lawsuits.
Stake they have in this, whether they're really holding or if they're dumping it. I mean, I'm all for the retail investor in this situation, and so often, Mark, you know this, we see these cycles where the market gets really high valued, retail investors get in, they're trading, maybe even day trading, things go down, then they get disillusioned, they go away. I don't think that's good for retail, and I don't think it's good for the market either.
Yeah, I look at it differently. I think 25 years ago you would have been absolutely right because it was more difficult to acquire information. Now the information is so readily available, and obviously it's supposed to all be public information that we all have access to, and no one's supposed to have an information advantage. And so I think, groups like Wall Street Bets, aggregate that information in some cases, and you can be a smart investor and still be a small retail investor and still, become part of this unwired network that buys together. I get your point that we don't know who's making these recommendations, but you're not looking at one individual or 5 individuals acting as an analyst and trying to give themselves some authority. You're talking about, millions of, not millions, let's just say tens of thousands of people who are posting. And the information on Wall Street Bets is just one source of information. But it's just, kids today, younger generation, look at things differently. And I think what's really altered my perspective on it is what's happened in the crypto market. Hodling, hold on for dear life, has worked for a period. Maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. will go down again. But at the same time, we're starting to see the evolution of applications on blockchain that are really starting to build marketplaces. And I think younger kids, Gen Z in particular, maybe younger millennials, have a different approach to, how they look at stores of value, how they look at how assets are priced than we looked at traditionally. And let me just add, look, the narratives that we create to sell stocks, price earnings, right, discounted cash flow, those are all subjective. We just have been told by Wall Street that if the lower the price earnings ratio against your growth rate, then that's an indicator that the stock's going to do great things. Or Graham and Dodd in terms of asset valuation. And, that doesn't necessarily hold in a digital environment the same way it did in the past.
False hope.
So that's really interesting, Mark. By the way, we had a halt on GameStop, limit up. It's just now resumed, as you can see. So are you saying that the millennial generation and the way in which technology's caught up to trading is going to make Graham Dodd obsolete? I mean, those metrics have lasted for generations for reasons, Mark.
Yeah, they used to trade salt for gold, too. Things change. Yeah, I'm not necessarily going against Warren Buffett and Graham and Dodd, right? Because, what Warren Buffett can do is actually come in and buy a company, take it private if it was public, and monetize it in a different way. But how people value assets is changing in a low interest rate environment. And, we're looking at stocks because we've seen what's happening in GameStop, and that's, we have that second by second pricing. But look what's happened in other alternative assets, trading cards or digital trading cards or artwork, and we celebrate when somebody that we presume is smart comes in and pays some incredulous amount for a piece of art. We celebrate when, that Michael Jordan rookie card has gone up, 700% in a year or less. And we don't just presume that the people who are buying trading cards are just, dumb investors who don't know what they're doing. In a zero interest rate environment where access to buying assets, trades are going to happen.
Yeah, that was my next question. If it hadn't been for money supply going to the moon and everybody being stuck at home, I mean, those trends are theoretically reversible. Are you saying that the consequences of them in the short term are also reversible or not?
No, I think this is real. I think crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum are teaching us some really interesting lessons. I posted a poll on Twitter, and I asked, how do you consume your information about stocks and comparable assets, video or by reading? And then I asked, how old are you? Are you 25 and under or 25 and older? And the result was 36% of people consumed their first information via video, and 35% of the people who answered the poll were 25 and under. I see that with my kids. They don't go online to read SEC reports.
It's going to 1,000.
They watch videos, and that's how they get information.
This is your chance. Buy the dip.
Different generations consume information differently, and they also value things differently. Generations now, particularly Gen Z, that has grown up with an iPhone their entire lives, they put a premium on items that are digital. So the idea that a digital trading card or digital artwork could have more value than something tangible in our minds or physical would be inconceivable to many people, yet to Gen Z, that's what makes perfect sense. And so when it comes to stocks, it's the same thing. I don't think they look at them, and I personally never have either. I mean, I've never looked at owning a share of stock that doesn't pay a dividend as the current value, the discounted value of future cash flows. To me, that was always a narrative that brokers use to sell stocks. To me, a share of stock without a dividend is just like a baseball card. It's what someone will pay for it. And I've written blog posts for 15-plus years saying, I always was taught you get long and you get loud, and, you get out there and you create more buyers for your stock and the stock price goes up. And that's exactly what's happening here, except it's just Wall Street bets that's doing the getting loud. And I think now that they've recognized their power and now that they've learned some lessons, we're going to get more of it, not less of it. It's not going to be a set of circumstances where all these people lost money and they're going to go home with their tail between their legs and they're never going to do this again. They've seen it in crypto. They know what hodling means, and I think their perspective is different.
Right, Mark, you called in because you said that we had some of your comments out of context. It's Deirdre, by the way, but, I simply read what you had written on the Reddit AMA. I'm going to read it again. You said when Robinhood and other online brokers...
Read the whole thing, Deirdre.
Well, okay, when they open back up, clarify this part then.
Okay.
When they open back up to buyers, then we will see what Wall Street Bets is really made of. That's when you get it all to work. But I wonder, Mark, what are you making work here? Because at a certain point here, Wall Street and the funds that were being targeted originally, they can start to benefit from this because we don't know exactly who's in this trade. And also,
I can barely hear you because I'm listening to Mark.
More trades through Robinhood. Isn't that handing more money over to Wall Street because the market makers
I don't know how to turn this down.
So,
There's nowhere to turn it down.
Here?
Okay, so a couple points. The other thing that I pointed out is that Robinhood, and I think you read it, Robinhood created a big part of this dive, right? So you had the biggest artificial impact on what happened to the price action in GameStop and some of these other stocks wasn't so much what Wall Street, what the hedge funds did or the small investors did. It's the fact that Robinhood shut them down, and what you shut them down, I call it the Robinhood dive, you took out a lot of natural buyers. And you guys know how the market works. When sellers come in, if there aren't buyers, sellers keep on lowering their price until they find buyers and the stock goes down. And because Robinhood didn't have enough capital to deal with the amount of margin loans that were being made and the DTC volatility requirements, they had to shut down that natural flow of buyers. That was the only aberrational thing that happened, yet we seem to not be taking that into account. And so what I said was when they open it back up, first of all, I also said that you shouldn't trade at Robinhood. You need to go find an online broker that has a $1 trillion plus, multi-trillion dollar balance sheet so that this doesn't happen again. because that was the greatest problem. We don't know what the true demand, we won't know what the true demand for GameStop or AMC and whether Wall Street Bets could truly have had an impact on how we valued this company because of what happened with Robinhood and the other online brokers that shut off buyers, right? Would you guys agree with that?
So,
Yep.
well, so
Makes
then
sense.
do you think that Robinhood could have done something differently? I mean,
Yes.
they've been
Oh, yeah, they
out in the
screwed up
media
these guys.
and on Clubhouse saying this was a liquidity issue. But hold on a second. The other brokerages use the same business model, right? Are you saying that they're simply better, but they also had to halt trading in some of these names?
I don't know all the. I couldn't give you a list and the balance sheets of those who did that shut off. I do know that at least I was told there were some of the biggest ones that did not shut it down, right? Because they didn't have the balance sheet impact. What Robinhood could have should have done is say to them, look guys, we have capital constraints and oh my God, we are getting blown away by all of this. We are going to have to restrict. The SEC should have been out there saying the exact same thing.
Mark, where do you go?
I want to
Cash
go
App
back
that
to what
does
you
use
were
a different
saying, Mark.
business model.
Mark, I want to go back to what you were saying about the way companies are valued, because I think that's so important for retail investors.
Justin, what's up, man?
I completely get and embrace
Brian
what
in the
you're
house.
saying about digital versus tangible.
Everybody
But
in the
when we go
house.
to
Brian's always here. He's
valuation,
just
price to
stalking
earnings,
away.
Things like that. That still strikes me as being pretty important, especially in a situation like this, because there's a company.
You know what price
underlying
earnings
all
ratio
of
is,
it.
John?
That's
price earnings ratio is a narrative created to sell stocks. Look at Apple.
Well, but it's also based on the idea that when you're investing, you're buying a share.
Did it let you
future
just
profits? I mean, that's
no, you're not.
That's
No, you're
accept
not.
your own
Back in the day.
when a lot of people are.
chat
No, you're not.
thing
Okay,
there?
let's talk about that.
Justin?
So you're
or was
saying
that Brian?
Apple's worth more than, or it's trading at a valuation, market cap of more than $2 trillion just because it's not because iPhones make a whole lot of money and are really profitable. Like,
Well, they go hand
you
in
don't
hand,
think
right?
that narrative underneath the amount of cash that they have generated, the value of the design and IP, what they're doing with chips, none of that matters. It's just that it's popular.
That's not what I'm saying. That's all part of why people buy it. But what I'm saying is, what you actually own when you own a share of stock in Apple. Well, Apple
When you
pays a
typed in
dividend in a
BBBBB,
non-dividend
it
paying
came up
stock.
saying it didn't go right through. It had to be
What
approved by a
rights do you have
moderator.
as a
But I went to
shareholder
click show
when
and
you
it
own a
said that
share
it was
of a
handled by
company that
someone
doesn't
else.
pay
I
a
was wondering if you
dividend?
did it yourself.
If that
Oh, you're
company
not
has
a
lot of
moderator
discounted
anymore
cash
because you
flow,
stopped.
are they actually,
You're not a
and
member.
They don't pay dividends, and they're not growing, and they're
Jerk.
not investing. Maybe they buy some shares of stock back. Maybe they issue more options for their executives.
I don't think
but
Brian
what
is
do you
either. I think
truly
I
own?
manually
There
made
was
him
a
one.
point in time, back in the day when you owned a share of stock, you felt like you were an owner of the company. Now they have multiple classes of stock. You don't really own anything. What you own is the right to sell it to somebody else. It is effectively a digital representation of a share of stock that gives you the right to sell it or to buy it from somebody else.
Yeah, I see it.
And
I ain't
it's-
trading
you're
it,
saying
but
that
I
changes
see
in-
it.
All right, so you're saying the changes in ownership structure. I mean, you're not no longer a shareholder. You just hold a trading instrument. I mean, that's
Yeah,
sort of a
pretty
dark
much.
view of.
It's not a
of
dark view at
equity
all. I
ownership in
mean,
this
look, if
country.
you go back to my blog post from the early 2000s, I said the exact same thing, right? I haven't changed my position in all these years. And supply and demand matters. Why do you think that, brokerages have analysts that go out and make calls and go
I'm
out
so sorry, bro.
on CNBC and come on and talk about the calls that they've made and the things that they see happening? They want to create
Nibs and
demand.
I were actually
the
talking,
reality
and
is
we
they
actually
shouldn't.
tested
If
it out
it was truly about
with
ownership in
a regular
company,
scope
no analyst should
and
go
the
out there
thermal
and say
scope.
anything
And it
because
looks,
you want the stock to
you
stay
do
as
look
low as
further
possible so
away
you can own
with the
more,
thermal scope.
right?
So it must be something like coded into the
Well,
thermal scope or the
whether
FOV
you're
is
a
changed.
Reddit trader or an institutional trader, you crave research, Mark, and that's what the banks sell. That's
Hey,
what
Devin, you
analysts
seeing this,
sell.
Devin?
There's value in that.
No, I'm not saying there's not value in it, but I'm saying if I'm a client of your research firm and I pay you for that, great. But when you go on CNBC and talk up your book, you're saying, okay, I'm creating more demand to create an exit or just to inflate the price. When in reality, if you truly were an owner and you had additional capital, you'd want that price to be as low as possible because you want to own as much of the company as possible. That's what Warren Buffett. That's the Graham and Dodd approach. Keep that price down because it's undervalued, so I can buy more. But that's not what happens. We go out and we get long and we get loud because everybody wants that price to go up because that gives them an outlet to sell it. And I just don't see any difference between that and what Wall Street Bets is doing. Now, I understand your point that an analyst, may have more training, more background, more, hopefully not more information, but at least be able to share that. And maybe somebody on a message board does not, and maybe they're just lying or pretending or whatever. I get the difference
Say
there.
it one more time.
But
say it louder.
At the same time, the goal is the same, to get long and get
Oh,
loud.
okay. Go make eggs.
So, Mark,
Okay.
is there a world in which, GameStop can sustain a $20 billion plus valuation? And what is it then? Is it simply a store of value completely removed from fundamentals? Do you think that we're going to see that with some of these other names? And
it really comes down to, look, if somebody like Ryan Cohen, I don't know him at all, has had success with Chewy.com, and he put up a lot of his own money and bought 12, 13% of the company. Now, he's truly an owner, and owning that much stock, he put himself on the board, and he put other individuals on the board, and he invested in a company that has about, 30, 35% of its sales that are on e-commerce. And so they're doing all they can to get away from being a store-driven.
But Mark, you're talking fundamentals here.
No, I am,
right?
I'm telling you the difference. No, because you asked me about the future of the company itself, right? And so I told you there was a reason why somebody bought the stock, right, and invested, I don't know how much money that Ryan invested to actually take ownership in the company and to actually influence the operations of the company. That's one type of buyer and owner. That's great. If you can buy enough. For the individual trader, it's just about the narrative, right? What's the narrative? Is Ryan going to do a great job?
How do you justify that? I guess my original question is, how do you justify $20 billion plus valuation? You're talking fundamentals, but when you're talking to the Wall Street Bets group, you're saying that it can keep going up and up again. What is that based on?
It's based off of supply and demand, like anything else. If you bring enough buyers...
Question, what is GameStop? What is GameStop? Is it just a store of value at that point?
Yes, like any non-dividend paying stock, right? Look, the idea of having $1 trillion market cap in a company would have been laughable 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The idea that a company's market cap would go, $1 trillion company's market cap would increase 50, 60%, or $600 billion, and more than almost any other S&P stock in months, would seem incredible. We all would say the fundamentals could never support that, right? It's supply and demand. How many buyers and how much money is chasing? And now, with low interest rates, there's so much money chasing. And this is nothing new, right? It's just nothing new at all. And there was a time when if a company went from $100 million market cap to $700 million market cap because of all the supply and demand, and who knew where the demand came from, it was just, wow, that's crazy, but it is what it is. Now, we're only questioning it because it came from a message board.
No, I'm not questioning it because it came from a message board. I appreciate what they executed in the short squeeze and the foresight it took to recognize kind of the discrepancy there in the degree of short selling that was going on and what was likely to happen. But I want to go back to fundamentals because Apple just had a $111 billion revenue quarter, right? $111 billion revenues in a quarter. The iPhone margins are amazing. iPad is surging. They're attempting
Why
this
do they keep
vertical
bringing up
effort
Apple?
with
Like, who
chips
cares?
in
This has
Macs,
nothing to do with what Apple's
long
doing.
game, long play
company
with Apple. So, I mean, more than $1 trillion market cap on Apple in that sense is not surprising, but it also concerns me that we tend to have these conversations about fundamentals don't matter like they used to, and it's a new day. When the markets and major indices are at all-time highs. We don't have these conversations when they're at lows. Then it's talk about dividend-paying stocks and fundamentals and a stock picker's market. So it's strange to me, and maybe give me a sense of the context of the time in which you're saying this, that these conversations tend to happen when things are looking pretty peaked and when, the long tail of retail investors are just piling into the market, when in retrospect, there often isn't a lot more upside.
Yeah, that may well be true. You know, you could be exactly right, and this is the exact top. We don't know. But it still comes down to this. What are the ways that you can make money when you own a stock? You know, there's basically two ways. You can get a dividend, or you could sell it.
Or you can sell it to somebody else, yeah. Mark, when you're on Shark Tank and you're listening to a pitch, I mean, you eventually want to see the financials, right? You want to see cash flow. Why is it, I guess, why are equities different?
Well, because, one, I get to influence operations. Two, I'm looking to actually be paid.
Well, theoretically, you can do that through proxy.
Well, no, but let me finish, right? I'm looking to when I make an investment on Shark Tank, I'm not looking for an exit, right? I'm looking to make a profit based off of cash flows that they're actually going to pay to me. Notice I've always excluded, in this conversation, I've excluded dividend-paying stocks. Because dividend-paying stocks, look, if Apple with a $100 billion quarter, you know, you want to see them raise their dividend, you know, or continue to invest so that at some point in the future they might raise their dividend. But there's got to be a payback in my mind. So on Shark Tank, that's what I look for. Are they going to be able to write me a check out of their profits every month? And trust me, I've got a lot of companies from Shark Tank that do just that. And we work out deals with the owners, the entrepreneurs that say, you know, entrepreneur, you own 70%, I own 30%. If we make $100,000 in cash flow that we don't need to invest back into the company, you keep 70 of it, I get 30 of it, and we gladly pay our taxes on it. You don't see that when you own a stock in a public company.
Yep. So if we're going to take the bit of our conversation, the practical parts, it sounds like you're saying two things. One is the regulators should have given Robinhood some political cover, yes?
No, I think the regulators should have explained up front what happens when you have your stocks held at a company that doesn't have all that strong a balance sheet relative to the number of customers they have. It's not that Robinhood is a bad company. It's not. It's a great idea. It's a great concept. It's well run. It's a good company. But they're not the first business to have too many customers. And there's other businesses that have gotten crushed because they had too much demand. And that's what happened to Robinhood. And the SEC should have made that clear that that was a risk when you are a customer of a brokerage that could find itself undercapitalized if the growth rates are too quick. And the transactions are too high and the margin loans are too high. And so the SEC said nothing. Robinhood effectively said nothing. All of those brokerages that are in that position have said nothing. That's a problem, and that's unfair to all those investors who went in not having any clue that their broker might not have the capital to support their transactions. That is the piece that I don't think is being discussed enough, because that impacted the price of the stock, in my opinion only, as much as anything else that's going on.
GME's moving, Ken.
Mark, you've said, you know, you've given your advice to
just
some of the
opened up
retail
right before you sat
investors
down.
that are currently holding GameStop, but I wonder, what do you say to the retail investor who wants to chase the next meme stock? Where do they get in? Is this, you know, is this a practical method to apply to other stocks like this?
I mean, I forget exactly what I wrote, but I answered that exact question. And I said, look, we've all gotten burned. You know, you learn from your mistakes, but the one thing you're going to do is you've got to do the work. You've got to do your research so that you know all you can. And you also got to realize that day trading means all day trading. You have to always be on looking at what's going on. That's what I told him.
How do you do your work? How do you do your work, though? Like, are you not looking at fundamentals because they're getting so detached from that? Like, seriously, what is the practical way to do your homework when looking at these stocks that you're not sure what moved them other than supply and demand?
Okay, so let's look at GameStop. I mean, look, I can make you just as strong an argument that it's very strongly attached to fundamentals, right? So here, I just pulled up their holiday sales report. They did 1.77.
At what valuation?
Well, but let's put that aside for right now. They did $1.77 billion in sales in the fourth quarter, and 34% of that was from e-commerce. So let's just, for easy numbers, they did $600 million in e-commerce in one quarter. So with Ryan Cohen coming in, let's just say that he can continue to increase that. So you have a $2.4 billion going to $3 billion sales company. Are there other e-commerce companies that are valued?
Did you get through to somebody live?
Yeah. Are there other e-commerce companies valued at 20 times sales that are growing like that? Yeah. So the narrative is there. If you want to talk fundamentals, you can create that narrative.
As people still try
Nice
to do,
GT.
Mark, I got to tell you, viewers have loved this discussion. We really appreciate you calling in. You always
Anytime.
give us something to ponder and think about. Thanks,
I
Mark.
appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Mark Cuban. All right, we'll see you later.
Alrighty, enough of that. He made a lot of good points. I mean, it's nothing that we didn't already know. Well, if you're a real trader, anyway. Alright, Mark is off. He made a lot of good... he made a lot of good points, but it was nothing new to anybody that actually trades. He was basically just saying everything to people that have no clue, essentially.
Everything that we already know.
Yeah.
So does he side on big money side or on people's side?
People side. He's just he sides on the people side, but he calls the people idiots, essentially. Because they're not willing to do their research and due diligence and all that stuff. Like they're trying to be bandwagon jumpers. And he's like, if you're gonna do that, then guess what? You're probably gonna lose all your money. That's essentially what he said.
That makes sense. That literally became like a movement of just people that have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this and get rich and
Dude.
screw up all the hedge funds.
My mom supports me and so she'll watch my live streams and stuff like that, but she doesn't actually pay attention to the market. Just Sunday, she was talking to me about GME, and I'm like, okay. Something. All right, we went a little too far.
I literally had everybody ask me about that too. My mom, my sister.
Yeah, when
None of
that's
them have ever asked
happening,
me about trading before.
exactly. When that's happening, because the shit went viral. People were posting everywhere, making tons of money. That's what I'm saying. You hear all these people that are... Did you read the post from earlier about how Wall Street Bets is literally a place where people post, they get off on posting big losses and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So that was why I followed Wall Street Bets in the first place. I've been following them for a long time because it's kind of entertaining to see that these people are willing to risk their entire life savings and then just be okay with it. And these are the same people that were running this stock up, and people think that it's going to just keep on going because these people are running it up, when these are the same people that are posting that they lost their entire life savings. If you can't find the time to do 20 minutes of due diligence just scrolling through the top threads on that Reddit or that subreddit, then it serves you right. You can't just be like, oh, everyone's making money hand over fist with GME, and they're saying it's going to 1,000 and it's only at 500. I better buy now. That was their thought process.
Still has 500 more to go.
And that's the thought process with Tesla too. It's just, fortunately for the people that have bought into Tesla, that thing is just stupid, and it actually just has it's like a legit company. I mean, GameStop was literally bankrupt, not even that long ago.
Yeah, it's a crap company that isn't gonna go to 1,000.
Right. They're not a company that's going to create the future.
Exactly.
Tesla, I do believe, will be worth what it's trading at some point. It's not worth it now, but that's the thing. That's the thing about the stock market, is people can make something, they can predict what it's going to be worth, and they can put the price there if they really want. Doesn't mean it's actually worth that, but one day it might, and one day it might not be. But people have the power to say, I think it will be that, so I'm going to, buy it there. But that makes zero sense to me. It's if you think that this is what it's going to be worth, why would you want to own it where it's going to be worth? Wouldn't you want to own it well under what it's going to be worth, so it's actually making you money? But that's the irrational way that these people think, and that's why Tesla went is doing what it's doing. It's no different than the people that did this with GME. But the people doing it with GME, it's like I guarantee 80% of the people were just like, oh, this is like a get rich quick thing. And
FCEL, man.
it was a get broke quick thing is what it really was.
You have FCEL? Oh, you missed it.
I do have it up, but I'm not really honestly in the mood. That's another one. Look at the volume all day, and then look at this bar.
Well, that was news. I mean, you just announced it.
Yeah, I'm just not a news player. I hate news. It always bites me in the ass.
You gotta admit though, this is one of those that I think, the growth stock was down here 21.27 and it just went up, $1 in a minute.
Yeah, Brian just got in up at the top and then just plummeted.
Brian did?
Yeah, I mean, I could feel the jiggle happening there, but I'm just not in the mood to play it. And right back up. That thing's crazy.
Hold it out in case you were. There's so many stocks that were down here, like $3, $4, $1 that are now up here.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like every time I pull one of these tickers up, I'm like, oh, that's just a $2, $3 stock, and no, it's $20, $30 now. It's like, what?
No. Same stock that was down here at $3 a few months ago. And literally November is 268.
Little fake through highs there.
That's nothing for me. I don't short on it. There's nothing for me to do with it up there.
I don't know. I don't like these volume out of nowhere plays. They've never done me well.
You don't like trading the news.
No, I don't. It is not my strong suit. Who's that? That's Thomas.
Sorry, sucker that's got to work a 9 to 5.
That's Steve.
What the heck kind of chart is that?
That is, miss your take profit for break, well, not take profit, for break even. Could have got out literally break even. Didn't. Added back in for the sloppy seconds to bring the average up a little bit. Didn't get 1, 2, 3 cent loss on the whole trade. He said, no, come on, fail, nope, all right, tapped out. Then jump back in for possibly
The fake break.
false breakout, and then it's gonna fail, right? Yeah. Nope. Took it off. Made a little money back. Oh well.
Is FSL getting more interesting to you or not at all?
This is why I don't play them. Like they're in price discovery mode. Like who knows where the price wants to be? Is it at back down at 21 or is it up at 30?
Everybody's saying, what does this news with GMC really do?
And what is FSL?
Battery company. And they just had some news with GMC.
For the EV.
Battery. Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing stopping this from going all the way back down to 21, but it also could go to 30 because it's news. Like this is why I don't like playing the news plays because it's literally in price discovery mode.
Yeah, I got you. No, I get it.
I mean, you can still play like when there's a huge intense pop, like there's probably going to be a pullback. Like you can still play that. But as you saw in that first move, it had that huge pullback and literally popped right back to high a day.
It's got too much momentum behind it right now.
If it holds here and goes up through 2350, it could get dangerous. There's somebody with some big orders who had one at 23, has another at 2350 and another at 24. Yeah. I mean, there is nothing all the way back down to $20.50. Like if somebody hit a big market order right now, it would go all the way to $20.50.
Nothing old there.
Yeah, there's like nothing. Pretty big drop there.
Keep going.
But even like if you started this at 22.50 and you didn't take anything off and you added up here, like you're still around break even. And now look at the 9 creeping up.
Yeah.
So it's
That's what
like
I'm watching.
it instantly becomes a trade that you're just like crap. Like it went from okay, this is a huge intense move to oh man, I just want to get out of this.
Yeah. Not the trade you want to be in.
Yeah, it's just not my trade. That's why I stay away from it.
Gotcha. No judgment.
Why are you judging me, bro?
That's cool.
GME halted down again.
How'd you all make out?
Yeah, okay.
4 for 5, right at Q.
Nice, bro. Nice. Nice, guys.
114.85 now. South Michael Echo.
Let's see.
The heck?
Oh, at least we got something with some momentum, man.
True, 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 true. This makes me hungry. Oh, it is 12 o'clock too.
I'm watching this stock move.
Yeah.
Man, this stock moving makes me so hungry. And they're just doing a lot of work. Volume right there. Didn't come in.
Fold. Yeah, we're right through that order. 24 is the next spot. It is losing some momentum here, though. Like it didn't really like shoot up. Volume's dying.
Didn't realize my montage was still locked.
Probably a good thing. I don't think I would have went live there. I feel like the volume, it's losing its momentum.
Yeah, I don't see the volume I like either.
Like on that break, you would have wanted to see that thing back up, like almost near that big volume candle.
Yeah, big push.
Little fake out breakout instead. I am not trading it. I am not trading it. I've decided I am done for the day. I've decided. Does look like a nice fake break though. But that 9's creeping up. Just creeping.
The 9 basically caught up to her. Sitting right on it.
Oh, mine it's still down at 2260. Oh.
Do you not use the simple?
I use exponential. Exponential should be even closer, but you're on the 1 minute. I'm on the 2 minute.
Yeah. If I go to the 2 minute, it's probably below it. Yeah, it's way down at 2240s. 1 minute, it's there. There's more low below it. Oh, we got the 1 minute and the 5 minute. 5 minute doesn't really.
This is a nice fake break there.
Kinda would like one more decent trade.
Yeah, I can go for one more.
I just have no want to trade these. I mean, like, you look at the volume all day, it's all the way down here, and then wha-bam out of nowhere, and it's like, nope. Literally, two of my biggest losses are trying to trade these.
Depends, man. If that news is received well enough.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, I don't know, because I don't end up trading them anymore.
But isn't like every pop normally some sort of news?
No. Like in the morning, it's just like you'll see the volume start to ramp, and it's just like a FOMO pop, or like a little bit of a short squeeze just from the price getting higher and higher and higher. Or this is literally just out of nowhere. I mean, look, this thing was making new lows all day, and then it just popped because of news. I mean, how do you know this isn't a buyout at $30? You don't know, unless you hear the news. Well, I'm just saying, like, even if it is a buyout kind of thing, it's like someone like me who doesn't listen to the news, I don't know that. So it's like if I start this down here at 23 and then it just keeps going higher and higher, and little do I know it's just going to go all the way to 30 eventually. It's like,
that was one of your biggest losses. There was some sort of
no. Well, yeah, well, I did have. That wasn't one of my biggest ones, but it was LYV.
I can't remember the stock was.
It was LYV.
It was that.
It wasn't a buyout though.
No,
it was just like a big.
Before because of like some FDA news, and then the FDA said, "Oh no, it's cool," so just wanted it back up.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. But then it just like went up and then some too.
Yeah, and then it just showed up there.
Yep, and literally no pullback.
And you were like, "Oh, awesome."
Yep. Thanks for thanks for taking my money. I appreciate that.
I guess I'll cover it here.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. If you guys want to keep talking, find me in the Discord. We'll be in there. Yeah, you want any more information on the scanners, if that's why you're here, hit me up in the Discord. Be glad to answer any of those questions. And, yeah, had a pretty decent day. So, actually, let me set this up. I'll do the little end stream thingamajigger for a quick second. Stop, close, turn this off, turn him off, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.